I was enjoying that. I was just going to nod off a little bit and let my mind wander to the lovely, soft music. Good morning, everyone. And I'm going to say my name is Jeffrey Orr. I'm looking out at faces that I think I know almost everyone here. But there are also folks on the line as well. So everyone, welcome to the annual meeting of IGM Financial. And it's my pleasure to be here with you. C'est un grand plaisir d'être avec nous aujourd'hui et de vous accueillir à l'Assemblée annuelle des actionnaires. Merci d'être parmi nous.
The Annual Meeting of Shareholders of IGM.
Located in Winnipeg, on the original lands of the Anishinaabe, the Assininuak, the Dakota Oyate, the Ininiwak, the Dene, and the Inuit. And our Manitoba office is also located on the national homeland of the Red River Métis and in the heart of Treaty 1 territory. As a founding signatory of the Winnipeg Indigenous Accord, we are committed to building relationships with Canada's First Peoples, guided by the principles of respect, equality, and collaboration. So with that, I'd like to welcome everyone who is joining us here today. And with me on the stage is James O'Sullivan, President and CEO of IGM Financial, and Sonia Rees, Corporate Secretary of IGM. So in our remarks today, we may make forward-looking information or non-IFRS financial measures. And there's a long legal cautionary statement that's on the screen that you can also find in the annual report and available on our website. So the formal part of the meeting consists of tabling the annual financial statements and report, the election of directors, appointment of auditors, an advisory vote on executive compensation, and then James is going to give us the CEO's address. I'll make some brief remarks following that, and then we'll have a Q&A period. So I'm going to call the meeting to order. I'll preside as chair, and Sonia Rees will act as secretary of the meeting. Kyle Gould and Erica Gourlay of Computershare Investor Services will act as scrutineers for the meeting. The notice of meeting was mailed or electronically delivered to shareholders of record as of March 13th, 2026. The scrutineer has confirmed the required quorum of shareholders is represented at the meeting, so I declare the meeting duly constituted for the transaction of business. We're first going to deal with the formal part of the business. And as I said, then there'll be an opportunity for folks to ask questions. Voting at today's meeting will be conducted by ballot. If you've already voted by proxy, you don't have to complete a ballot. I will direct you to vote on each matter of business at the appropriate time. And to vote by ballot, you simply place an X in the appropriate box and print and sign your name clearly. After the final vote at today's meetings, the results will be tabulated by Computershare and announced before the close of the meeting. Okay, the first item of business is the presentation of the 2025 annual report. It contains the corporation's audited consolidated financial statements and the auditor's report, and it was mailed or electronically delivered to shareholders upon request. A copy of the annual report is also available at today's meeting somewhere here, and it's available on the website. So I'll move to the election of directors. And before we proceed, I'd like to acknowledge two of our directors who are not standing for re-election. First is Susan Donitz, who she has been a director of IGM since 1917, a member of the Audit Committee, a member of the Related Party and Conduct Review Committee and Risk Committees, and has really contributed hugely over the last 9 years. She was here yesterday and last night. We recognized her last night. Unfortunately, Susan is not able to be with us this morning, but I wonder if we could give a hand of applause for Susan Donitz. Also not standing for re-election, see if I can make it through this without welling up, is John McCallum, who has been on the IGM board since 1998, 28 years. Back all the way to 1990, though, on the Investors Group Trust Board and the Investors Syndicate Trust Board. It's funny to introduce him here in Winnipeg after 48 years of teaching finance and capital markets to probably many of you in the room at the University of Manitoba. He's Professor Emeritus. But more than that is just the absolute spirit of the board has been incredible contributor. I think he's not only trained many of the officers of IGM, he's kind of broken in many of the directors of IGM, managed many of the transactions that we had to do if there was a related issue with Great West or Canada Life or anything to do with any other part of the organization on IGM. We would have the related party committee or a special committee if it was a large transaction. Huge amount of work. John was exemplary. He was an absolute leader on the board. I'm not going to repeat everything I said, John, last night because we'll be here a while, but just in front of all of your fellow directors and in front of many colleagues that you know, thank you so much for all that you have done for IGM over the years. I wonder if we can give John a round of applause. So a board of 16 directors is to be elected at today's meeting. The names and certain information relating to those persons is contained in the management proxy circular. One new candidate is included in the slate of directors nominated for the election. Damon Murchison is being nominated for election. I think most of you know the background to that, but in February, Power Corporation and IGM announced that James O'Sullivan would be moving into the position of President and CEO of Power Corporation effective July the 1st, and will move, and the board of IGM this morning also approved that effective July 1st would become the chair of IGM. As part of that, you know that Damon Murchison will be appointed at that time as the President and CEO of IGM while retaining his role as the CEO of IG Wealth Management. And I will be moving the vice chair role of Power Corp and staying on the boards of Power and IGM. So with all that by way of background, we'll have some more comments to make about that later in the meeting. Damon is being proposed as an additional director on the board. So I'll now entertain nominations for the election of directors.
Chair, I nominate those persons specified in the management proxy circular, namely Marc A. Bibot, Andra Bolliton, Betsy Chung, Marcel Coutu, André Desmarais, Paul Desmarais Jr., Gary Doerr, Claude Genereux, Sharon Hodgson, Jake Lawrence, Sharon McLeod, Susan MacArthur, Damon Murchison, R. Jeffrey Orr, James O'Sullivan, and Beth Wilson to serve as directors of the corporation to hold office until the next annual meeting of shareholders or until their successors are duly elected or appointed in accordance with the articles and bylaws of the corporation.
Thank you, Moya. Are there any questions or comments relating to the election of directors? As a reminder, if you are a shareholder or a duly appointed proxy holder and you have a question, please raise your hand. I guess I should have said that before. There's no questions. So we will declare the nominations for the election of directors closed, and we will now proceed to vote on the matter. The board of directors and management are recommending you vote for the director nominees listed in the proxy circular. So with those who have not already voted by proxy, please take your ballots. I don't know if we've got folks voting in the room by ballot. You can vote for or against each nominee individually by placing an X in the appropriate box. Okay, I'll move right along. The next order of business is the appointment of auditors. It's proposed that the current auditor, Deloitte LLP, be reappointed as auditor of IGM. May I have a motion to that effect? Thank you, John. Do I have a seconder?
I second the motion.
Thank you, Ian. Any discussion? So if not, we'll now vote on the matter, and the board and management are recommending you vote for the reappointment of Deloitte LLP. And now would be the time for registered shareholders to vote if you're voting by proxy, if you haven't already done so, by placing an X in the appropriate box in the section entitled Appointment of Auditor. Don't see a lot of hands going on. I'm not sure we have anyone voting in the room. Okay. So then the next order of business is the consideration of a vote on IGM's approach to executive compensation. And the text of the proposed resolution was included in the management proxy circular. May I have a motion, please?
I move on an advisory basis and not to diminish the role and responsibilities of the board, the shareholders accept the approach to executive compensation disclosed in the management proxy circular.
Thank you, Eileen. Is there a seconder?
I second the motion.
Thank you, Esther. So thank you. So one of the board's primary responsibilities is to ensure that we're able to attract, retain, and reward qualified and outstanding executives. And the compensation program is designed just to do that. And it's aligned, we believe, with the interests of stakeholders, including the shareholders. And so we are recommending that you vote for the compensation practices of the company. So any questions on this matter before we propose to a vote or move to a vote? Okay, seeing none, the board of directors and management are recommending you vote for the approach. Registered shareholders or their proxy holders who haven't done so can vote by placing an X in the appropriate box under the section entitled Advisory Vote on Executive Compensation. You may vote for or against. So that concludes the voting at today's meeting. And with those of you who have voted, if any, I'm not sure there are, please pass your ballots to the outside aisles where they will be collected and delivered to Computershare for tabulation. We'll announce the votes, as I said, prior to the close of the meeting. So that concludes the formal part of the meeting. We're going to have a short video followed by some remarks by James O'Sullivan. So if it all works, there's a video that's going to show up on the screen.
We believe Canadians are driven by a desire for better, for themselves, their families, their world. That's why at IGM, we're committed to better. We know that better planned and managed money transforms lives, and that helping Canadians is more than a purpose. It's our passion, guiding our culture and shaping our values. Which is why we strive to be better every day. Dedicated to excellence, we elevate ourselves, challenging convention and championing innovation. Always holding ourselves accountable, we achieve growth through courage and clear communication, managing our clients' money as though it were our own. And we act responsibly, doing what's right for today and tomorrow. Together, as a team, we break down barriers and foster inclusion, harnessing our collective strength to deliver real impact. We do all this for Canadians because we owe it to them and their communities to provide the better they can believe in. We're IGM, and we're bettering the lives of Canadians by better planning and managing their money. This way to better.
Well, good job, Doug. Where are you? Well done. Thank you, Jeff, and thanks to all of you for joining us here today in Winnipeg for our annual meeting. Merci, Jeff, et merci à vous tous et toutes de vous joindre à nous à Winnipeg aujourd'hui à l'occasion
de Winnipeg for our annual meeting of shareholders. This is a special year for the history of our company because we are celebrating the 100th anniversary of IG Wealth Management, which was founded in 1926.
We're marking the 100th anniversary of IG Wealth Management, which was founded in 1926. Few organizations have had the privilege of earning the trust of Canadians for a full century through multiple economic cycles, social changes, and global events. We are grateful for that enduring trust today as IGM continues to grow, evolve, and adapt to the needs of generations of Canadians. 2026 also brings a change in leadership at IGM that reflects our commitment to strong succession planning. Earlier this year, Power Corporation announced that Jeff Orr will move into the role of Vice Chair in July, and I will take on the role of President and CEO of Power Corporation, IGM's parent company. I'd like to take a moment to recognize Jeff for the impact he has had on this organization over the past 25 years. First as CEO of IGM in 2001, then as CEO of Power Financial in 2005, Chair of our IGM board since 2008, and CEO of both Power Financial and Power Corporation since 2020. Under Jeff's leadership at Power, IGM has benefited from a chair who understands the importance of long-term thinking, disciplined capital allocation, and the strategic evolution of our company to meet the needs of Canadians. Jeff, I'd like to personally thank you for your steady guidance during my past 6 years as CEO, a very significant transformational period in IGM's history. As I reflect on that period, I am particularly proud of 4 strategic achievements that helped define this chapter of our journey. First, we made it a priority to complete the projects that we started in our multi-year transformation and ensure that those changes translated into real benefits to the organization. Then, we diversified the business and re-architected it for long-term growth, creating 2 divisions, Wealth Management and Asset Management, anchored by IG Wealth Management and Mackenzie Investments. Strategic investments in high-growth businesses continued to be an important part of our story, driving growth while diversifying our geographic reach, business model, and client segments. Next, we focused on operational excellence. Our leaders did the very hard work of translating strategy into tangible results, delivering innovative products, enhancing client experience, and strengthening shareholder returns. Finally, we focused on clearly communicating our compelling story to the marketplace, and were rewarded when our share price reached a record high in 2025 and 26. Jeff, the strength and momentum in this organization today reflects the foundation you helped build and reinforce. Thank you on behalf of the IGM board, our leadership team, and our employees and advisors. Now, while this is my last annual meeting as CEO of IGM, I'm proud to leave this business in very capable hands. I'll share more about that shortly, following a review of our results and business highlights. Overall, 2025 was a very strong year for IGM, delivering record results across the business. Total shareholder returns reached 41% for the year, bringing our 5-year average to nearly 19%, while also returning capital to shareholders. Importantly, our clients also benefited, achieving solid returns of 12% despite ongoing global economic and political shifts. IGM ended 2025 with record assets under management and advisement of $310 billion, an increase of 15%. Our annual adjusted net earnings were a record $1.09 billion, or $4.61 per share, up 17%. We were pleased to increase our dividend by 10% to 62 cents per share per quarter, a reflection of the strength of our businesses and solid financial results. This strong performance carried forward into the early part of 2026, with particularly strong results in January and February that were somewhat tempered by market volatility in March. We wrapped up the first quarter of this year with assets under management and advisement of $314 billion, up 14% from December 31st, 25. Our first quarter adjusted net earnings were a record high $284 million, or $1.21 per share, compared to $238 million or $1 per share in 2025. Throughout 2025, IGM continued to execute against our strategy and make meaningful investments in our core wealth and asset management businesses to enhance the client and advisor experience, drive earnings growth, and return capital to our shareholders. Our strategic investments created additional value, with both Rockefeller and Wealthsimple completing very significant transactions that strengthened their businesses and demonstrated increased value of our ownership position. For several years, IGM has invested heavily in technology to deliver more integrated, personalized financial planning tools for advisors, enhanced investment management capabilities, improved workflow productivity and efficiency, and to provide our clients with a more seamless and consistent experience. Today, we're building on that foundation by implementing AI tools across our business and ensuring every employee has access. AI is already helping IGM's teams produce real results, generating faster insights, strengthening security, and delivering more personalized campaigns. In 2025, we accelerated our smart technology investments, integrating AI tools such as Microsoft Copilot and ChatGPT into our best-in-class partner platforms, including Salesforce and Adobe. We look forward to sharing more with you on AI at IGM in the coming weeks and months. With that, I'll turn now to the 2025 results of our wealth and asset management divisions. Our wealth management segment, anchored by IG Wealth Management and including our strategic investments Rockefeller and Wealthsimple, had a very strong year. IG President and CEO Damon Murchison and his team continued to provide top-tier financial planning to achieve long-term success for our clients, advisors, and the business. The results were impressive. Clients saw strong investment returns of 12%, reinforcing the value of disciplined professional advice. Assets under advisement grew 13% to a record $159 billion, while net inflows reached $2 billion, up from $756 million in 2024. IG continued to make strong progress in new client acquisition, particularly in the mass affluent and high net worth segments. These are clients with more complex needs who value comprehensive financial planning. It's an area where IG's advisors continue to compete and win. Now, high net worth client assets under advisement grew 27% to $78 billion and now account for 39% of new client inflows. Together, mass affluent and high net worth households represented more than 85% of IG's assets under advisement. IG also reached a significant milestone in 2025 when it received regulatory approval to merge its mutual fund and investment dealers into a single dual-registered dealer, IG Wealth Management, Inc. This move simplifies IG's operating model and strengthens the IG brand while delivering a more seamless experience for clients. At the same time, IG continued to broaden its capabilities to address the full spectrum of clients' financial lives. IG's mortgage business was fully integrated with Nesto, driving 23% year-over-year growth in mortgage funding, while insurance new annualized premiums rose nearly 16%. These are concrete examples of how integrated advice creates real value in client relationships. Through targeted investments in platforms like ClearEstate and Interval, IG continued to broaden partnerships that support clients across every part of their financial lives. IG also introduced new savings options for first-time homebuyers, initiatives that help advisors deliver more holistic, personalized advice and offerings. Further, our wealth management strategic investments continued to deliver exceptional results. Wealthsimple achieved remarkable growth, with assets under advisement rising to $111 billion, up from $64 billion in 24, 74% year-over-year. Rockefeller also achieved strong results, with client assets reaching $271 billion, up 25% from the prior year. IG's ongoing success was evident in Investment Executive's 2025 National Dealer Report Card. The firm ranked number 1 among full-service dealer firms nationally with an overall score of 8.8, improving once again from the prior year. IG ranked first in the report card across key categories, including financial planning support and technology, tax and estate support, advisor education, client relationship tools, and high net worth client support. And IG's profile in the marketplace continued to expand. IG ranked number 1 in earned media, share of voice among Canadian banks and independent wealth brands for the 3rd consecutive year, and garnered the top position for the most visible industry spokesperson. So, I'd like to turn now to our asset management business, which includes Mackenzie Investments as well as strategic investments in Northleaf and China AMC. Under the leadership of Luke Gould and his team, Mackenzie has solidified its position as a leading brand in Canada with international reach. The business has a focus on winning Canadian retail, continuing to build meaningful strategic partnerships, and growing our presence in the institutional segment. The business achieved robust results in 2025, including all-time record high net sales of $6.7 billion and assets under management growing 14% year-over-year to $244 billion, up from $213 billion in 24. Mackenzie's ongoing focus on product innovation continued to bring proven international investment capabilities to Canadian clients last year. The firm launched 23 new investment funds, expanding its quantitative equity platform and strengthening the fixed income lineup with yield-focused solutions. Mackenzie's global quantitative equity team delivered exceptional results in 2025 and is very well positioned for continued growth and innovation. The team managed $25 billion in assets under management in 25, close to double that of 2024, and retail momentum remained strong. 13 quantitative investment mandates across mutual funds and ETFs generated more than $2.5 billion in net sales in 2025. It was also a landmark year for Mackenzie's institutional business, which earned $6 billion in new mandates from some of the world's largest institutional investors and Canadian financial services providers. These wins contributed to strong institutional net sales in 25, validating Mackenzie's world-class investment capabilities and representing a significant tipping point for this growing channel. Mackenzie is committed to expanding retail investors' access to private assets. With the launch of Mackenzie Northleaf Multi-Asset Private Markets Fund in October, the business now offers 5 innovative Northleaf solutions that broaden retail investors' access to privates. Together, these funds saw asset growth of 79% in 2025, ending the year with $582 million in assets. The firm's efforts received recognition in the 2025 Advisor Perception Study, where Mackenzie delivered standout ETF results, rising to number 3 in 25 from number 8 a year earlier, while our Net Promoter Score increased to number 2 in the industry from number 3 in 24. These strong rankings demonstrate the high level of confidence our clients place in Mackenzie and are a testament to our drive to create a more invested world together. Strategic investments in our asset management business continued to drive strong results in 2025. Last year marked the 5th year of our partnership with Northleaf, who join us today, which has delivered consistent growth and expanding capabilities to the business. Northleaf's assets under management grew 9.4% to $35 billion last year, including fundraising of $5.8 billion. China AMC demonstrated resilience in 2025, with investment fund assets rising 28% year-over-year as the business increased its market share of long-term funds and benefited from a rebound in Chinese equity markets. Now, IGM is committed to creating positive change and helping build strong, resilient communities across Canada. Our collective efforts to support our people, strengthen communities across the country, and improve the lives and financial well-being of Canadians brought renewed recognition in 2025. We were named one of Canada's top 100 employers for 2026. We were also recognized as one of Canada's greenest employers, one of Canada's best diversity employers, and one of Manitoba's top employers for 2025 by Mediacorp Canada, reflecting our commitment to fostering an inclusive, engaged, and supportive workplace. During the year, we advanced the long-term goals and targets of our sustainability strategy, Action Today, Better Tomorrow, we call it, which focuses on three key areas: action on Indigenous reconciliation, action on climate, and action on economic empowerment. These efforts were recognized by Corporate Knights, which named IGM one of Canada's best 50 corporate citizens and one of the 2026 Global 100 most sustainable corporations. Inclusion also remains a priority for us. In 2025, we achieved a top score of 100 on Disability IN's Disability Index as we enhanced accessibility through American Sign Language, Langue des Signes Québécoise, and real-time translation services. We also partnered with RRC Polytech to welcome our first cohort of Indigenous students for summer work terms through IG's Empower Your Tomorrow community platform. Mackenzie further advanced inclusion through grants, internships, and its employee-led charitable foundation, which has donated over $16 million to more than 90 Canadian grassroots charities since 1999. Further, the IGM Giving campaign achieved record employee and advisor participation last year, raising more than $1.5 million for the United Way and Mackenzie Investments Charitable Foundation, while the IG Wealth Management Walk for Alzheimer's welcomed 28,000 participants coast to coast and raised a record $7.2 million. A year ago, we introduced our refreshed set of action-based corporate values that inform our culture and our day-to-day work. Be better, be accountable, and be a team. Our people feel a strong connection to IGM and to one another as they challenge themselves to deliver their best every single day. These values guide all that we do at IGM, and they resonate strongly with me today. As I mentioned earlier, this is my last annual meeting as CEO of IGM. It has been an honor and a professional highlight to have worked here alongside leaders who have made IGM what it is today. A stronger, more diversified business focused on growth and grounded in our purpose of bettering the lives of Canadians by better planning and better managing their money. I'd like to thank my exceptional leadership team who are here with us today, who will continue to build on this great foundation while delivering long-term value to our shareholders. The leadership changes we announced in February were designed to support continuity, strengthen leadership across the businesses, and position our company for ongoing growth. Damon Murchison has been appointed President and CEO of IGM effective July 1st. He will continue in his role as President and CEO of IG, and I couldn't be happier for him. It's the culmination of an outstanding track record at both Mackenzie and IG over the past 11 years, and a reflection of his strong leadership and ability to work right across this organization. A champion of IGM's culture, Damon leads with a people-first mindset, is committed to collaboration and accountability, and has a genuine belief in our mission to improve the lives and financial well-being of Canadians. I could not be more confident in his ability to lead this company forward. Damon will continue to work closely with Luke Gould, who will continue in his role as CEO of Mackenzie Investments. Since stepping into this position in 2022, Luke has brought deep institutional knowledge, strong financial discipline, and very clear strategic insight to the organization. His steady leadership has reinforced a long-term focus on investment excellence, client outcomes, and sustainable value creation. Under their leadership, IGM is well positioned for the future, and I look forward to continuing to work with Damon and Luke and the entire leadership team in my new role and as chair of IGM. I'd like to thank our incredible employees and advisors for embracing the transformational challenges that we've implemented over the past 6 years and adapting to new technologies like AI and an ever-changing market environment. Together, you delivered a record-breaking year for 2025 for our clients and for our shareholders. Finally, to our shareholders, thank you for your ongoing support. It has made IGM the company that it is today. The diversification we have built across our wealth and asset management businesses, including our strategic investments in high-growth businesses, and our commitment to innovation and excellence, positions us well for the opportunities ahead and a strong, enduring future. Nous entamons 2026 et célébrons la 5e anniversaire de IG Gestion.
26, and celebrating the 100th anniversary of IG Wealth Management while welcoming new management at IGM with strength and trust.
And a new era of leadership at IGM, we do so from a position of strength and confidence. Thank you. Merci.
Thank you, James. I want to say a few words about Damon as well. I'm absolutely delighted. Where is Damon? I'm looking for him. There we are, Damon. Absolutely delighted you're going to be playing an even larger role in the success of IGM as you have in the past. James mentioned it, 5 years at Mackenzie, huge contribution. The last 6 years as head of IG Wealth. It's absolutely fantastic. You have an industry understanding that's unparalleled. You've got a great knowledge of our company. You've got a leadership style, I think, which is tremendous. It's focused and energetic, but it's thoughtful and deliberate all at the same time. It's a really amazing combination. So as I said last night, you've got all the tools to succeed, and you've got a team at IG Wealth, and then you look across Mackenzie and Luke and the strength of that team. And then at the strategic investments, Stuart Waugh is here, just presented. Where is Stuart? You are somewhere. CEO and founder of Northleaf, presented at the IGM board this morning. You think of Mike Ketchum at Wealthsimple. You think of Greg Fleming at Rockefeller and the team at China Asset Management. I mean, it's got the team is outstanding. The positions are great, and you're a great leader. So it's going to be fantastic. I wish you all the luck. You'll get all the support from James that you could ever want. Me too, just in a smaller role. A word on James. James, you have done an outstanding job at IGM. I'm not surprised, but it's been just a fantastic 6 years. James's leadership skills, his judgment, his intellect, his ethics and his values, and his humanity. I mean, it all comes together into a leader who is able to develop people, give direction, give them their swim lanes, but not do their job. Not obvious for a lot of leaders who have made it by doing everybody else's job. James has got that combination just right, and he's been an ideal leader for IGM, and he will also be that at Power Corporation. He really gained the confidence not only of the IGM leadership team. He's been on the board of Great-West Life, of Empower, and of Rockefeller, of Wealthsimple, I think of Northleaf as well, if I'm not mistaken. Across the organization, he's gained the confidence of the leadership and as well at Power Corporation. And so, James, congratulations to all that you have done over the last 6 years, and you're going to do a great job at Power Corporation as well. And I'm looking forward to helping you in whatever way I can as we move forward. Congratulations. Thank you. And then finally, I'm not leaving the board or I'm not leaving the company, but it is the last chance I'll get to stand in front of you in this podium. So you'll indulge me for a couple of minutes while I say a few remarks. It's been 25 years since I've been with IGM, and I am absolutely humbled. I'm honored. I'm thrilled of the time that I have spent with all of you. I feel fortunate and lucky to have been in this position. I can't believe how far the company has come. Luke, who knows the odd fact here and there, reminded me that we acquired Mackenzie April 20th, 2001. I showed up right about a week later, but was involved in that transaction. So it was basically IG, and then look at where it is, and it's what the team and the management has done has been incredible. My association with the group goes back to the early 1980s. Andre knows in 81, 82, 83, I was a young bag carrier at Nesbitt Thompson, investment banker, covering Power Corp, our biggest client. And I told the story at the Great-West Life board meeting yesterday, but in 1984, Power Financial was launched public, and we needed a prospectus to describe Investors Group, Great-West Life, and I was sent to Winnipeg to meet Bob Jones at 280 Broadway, where the head office was, and describe the company. And so it goes back a long way. And I'm not going to go through every detail of it, but it's a long, long history. And while I feel close to Power and feel close to Great-West, obviously, I got a pretty special spot in my heart for IG because I came out here and spent 4 years as CEO of IG and IGM. I look around the room, many of you here, and many who are not here, and so it's very meaningful to me. I want to say the thing you remember is not all the transactions, it's the team, it's the people, the management, the leaders I've worked with, the board, all the directors here, the previous directors, Andre, yourself, and Paul, who, as I said yesterday at the meeting, who provide the long-term vision and the commitment to the values, and that you cannot understate the importance of that. That underpins and anchors everything that management does and the confidence that management has to take long-term decisions. And then finally, the financial advisors, we call them consultants and then advisors. François, on avait parlé hier soir, on avait parlé du passion que vous aviez dans votre travail. Every time you go out and spend time, our advisors have such passion. They wear their hearts on their sleeves. They care about their clients. They care about their colleagues. And that invigorates you to come and want to come and do more for them. All of that has been what has made this a fantastic 25 years for me. I'm not going anywhere. I'm staying on the board, but I want to say thank you. It's been an absolute thrill. Thank you very much. Thank you. Now we will have shareholder questions. So I'll open the meeting to questions from shareholders or proxy holders. If you are a shareholder or a duly appointed proxy holder and you wish to ask a question, please raise your hand and a microphone will be brought to you. And if you do have a question, I don't see any questions. I was going to tell you to state your name, but no questions? Okay, if there are no questions, we're going to move to the scrutineers. You're out of order, sir, and could you please...
Ask for one, but I'm going to give you one. No, well, first of all, I'm a shareholder and a client, so I'm happy to be both. But I would like to say this. Jeff is very humble, and he's done a fabulous job for us, and we've been very fortunate to have him as a leader. But we've also been extremely fortunate to have been able to attract extraordinary people, and my brother and I cannot thank you enough for everything that all of you do day after day. And, you just continue to deliver. I mean, when you looked at this company, investors, and now you had Mackenzie, Rockefeller, Wealthsimple, I mean, Northleaf. It's fantastic what's happened to this place. It really is. And you guys made it happen. And our wonderful advisors who keep this company, or the heart of the company, who make sure that the culture keeps and stays strong, are really deserving of a lot of that thanks that we would like to convey to each and every one of you. So Jeffrey, thank you to you. James, congratulations to you and Damon for your new challenges. The previous people have done extraordinarily well. We don't want to put undue pressure on you, but, that's my job, is to see whether we can't get you to outperform this group here.
Sure.
There's little upstarts. But thank you. And I think all shareholders should rise and thank the advisors and thank the managements. And when I mention some names, I don't want to exclude anybody at all, but obviously Damon and Luke and their teams are deserving of a huge amount of credit here, and I'd like to thank them also. So thank you very much.
That was the best comment from the floor we've ever had at these meetings. Never hear it again, exactly. It's also the only comment we've ever had, but that's another issue. Okay. So with that, I believe the scrutineers have completed their report and their preliminary report, and I wonder if we could get that report. I'm not sure who is. Here we go. Thank you.
Mr. Chair, the voting results are as follows. Each of the 16 nominees for directors of IGM Financial were elected by more than 93% of the votes cast. The resolution to appoint Deloitte LLP as auditor of IGM Financial was passed by more than 98% of the votes cast. The resolution to accept the approach to executive compensation, as outlined in IGM Financial's Management Proxy Circular, was approved by more than 99% of the votes cast. In accordance with securities law requirements, the final results for IGM Financial will be posted on the SEDAR+ website. In accordance with the Toronto Stock Exchange rules, IGM Financial will also issue a press release announcing the director election results today.
Thank you very much, Mr. Gould. I declare all motions therefore adopted and passed as presented at this meeting. So just in closing, I'd like to thank, in addition to management and to our advisors and the boards, which we've already spoken to, and our employees, I'd like to add my thanks for the support of our clients and our shareholders. Thank you for your ongoing support. So that concludes the meeting. Ça, c'est la termination de la réunion. Merci d'être parmi nous aujourd'hui. And there's going to be a light lunch served, I think it's on the second floor, one floor above us here. And thank you for joining us. I declare the meeting concluded.